Hello, my dear students. Dr. Amir with you again, and in this recording, I will discuss Canto 4 of Shelley, Ode to the West Wind. In this canto, the poet feels nostalgic for the past as he remembers his childhood, freedom, and strength. Stanza 1 and 2 of Canto 4. If I were a dead leaf, thou mightiest pair, if I were a swift cloud to fly with thy, a wave to pant beneath thy power and share the impulse of thy strength, only less free than thou. Oh, uncontrollable, if even I were as in my boyhood and could be. Here the poet shifts the attention to himself. He fancies that if he were a dead leaf, which the west wind might carry away, or a cloud which the wind might blow, he also imagines himself a wave that is moved restlessly by a powerful wind. This clearly reflects the poet's yearning for oneness with the spirit of nature. Here the poet aspires to be free like the wind, dead leaf, a cloud, or a wave, to set himself away from the socio-political restrictions. Then he wants to be free to share the wind's impulse or strength. The poet aspires to regain his freedom when he was a boyhood. Stanza 3. The comrade of thy wandering over heaven, as then, when to outstrip thy sky speed scarce seemed a vision I would never have striven. The poet then talks in this stanza about the wind's comrade that is wandering over the sky or heaven. He himself wants to be the wind's comrade or a close friend who would guide him just as a wise individual, mentor, or a guide, or guide a child. This seems scary for the poet, that he would never have striven to do that. Moreover, his boyhood seemed a vision, so distant, so long ago. Here the poet presents a contrast between the strength of the wind and his weakness, or the weakness of his adulthood, or human being in general. Canto 4, stanza 4 and 5. As thus with thee in prayer, in my sore need, oh, lift me as a wave, a leaf, a cloud. I fall upon the thrones of life, I bleed. A heavy weight of hours has chained and bowed one to like thee, tameless and swift and proud. In the previous cantos, stanzas, or lines, the poet is appealing to the power of the wind without specifying his requests in general. In the coming lines, the poet makes clear his request. In stanza 4, Canto 4, the poet continues his appealing to the wind. He compares himself to a man in a prayer in his sore need, and he begs the wind to lift him as a wave, a leaf, a cloud. He desires to be controlled by the power of the wind. In the final line, he refers to himself as one who is in the last moment of his life, as he states, quote, I fall upon the thorns of life, I plead. After lifting him, the poet falls on the thorns of life, pleads from the suffering of life, just like the wind swept away the dead leaves of autumn. The speaker calls for the wind to sweep him away, old and decaying as he is. In stanza 5, Canto 4, the poet says that the weight of all his years of life have bowed him down, even though he was once like a wind, tameless or wild, swift and proud when he was a boy. Thank you.